Welcome to DCC Sessions with your Galactic Life and Health Coach, Shanta.
Welcome to DCC session. I am your Galactic Life and Health Coach Shanta, and today we are going to have a discussion, right? And I create that this will help someone, right? So, we promote starting with you finishes everything. It's no joke, because remember, when you're starting with yourself, it's all from the inside. You have to start from your mind. Then you move down to your brain, and your brain direct your body how it should go. So starting with yourself finishes everything, right? And I'm going to speak on that. So as you know, in today's society, we have mental health, right? And I realize in certain environment and certain culture, people look at mental health like it's a crazy thing. But really and truly, everybody have mental health, and mental, that relates to your mind, right? So a lot of people look down on mental health. They called it mental illness, right? But today I am calling it mental situation. Every single human being on this planet have mental situation in their life. So I am not going to own it as an illness, but I do have mental situation because me stress, you stress, everybody stress. So why down a next person when you hear they saying that they having some form of mental breakdown or a mental disorder? Why look down on that person? We all have mental situation. And it's great when you are on certain levels in life and you have certain awareness. Things like those don't bother you, because you know deep inside that you have been working on your mind and you're working within yourself to be a better person to society or to the environment that you're living in. So when you hear say somebody have a mental illness or a mental disorder, you understand where they're coming from. A lot of us in this day and time really and truly still don't know what it is. When somebody having mental situation or mental breakdown or mental disorder, we look upon the people them like them mad. While we ourselves have mental situation on a daily basis. So I really want to talk about it a little, and just to let people know that it is okay. We all have mental health. We all have a mind. And that's where it starts. It starts from our mind. So a lot of people look down on people. And I want people to look in themselves and say, it's true. Because really and truly, all of us have mental situation. Every single job, man. And I guess when you look at it from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, it varies, right? So for me, I may have it at 2% while the next person have it at 10%. The reason is I maybe work on my mental health different from how a next person work on theirs. It's like, let me give you a quick example. It's like the ocean. There are different levels to the ocean. You don't have one level. That's how mental situations are. All of us is not on the same level sometimes, right? So people deal with stuff or their situation different, and that's what bring them to maybe on a 7 or a 8 while I am on a 4 or a 3 or 1, because people deal with things different. But you on the inside know that you are having some form of mental situation. You are the one supposed to say, okay then, this is what's happening. I'm going to speak to someone who can hold this confidential, and I work on myself to be on a level where it's not bothering me or it's not taking me to a different location or direction. You are the one, and this is why we say starting with you. And I'm not just basically speaking about mental health. I am talking about everything in life and health in general. And this is why the Galactic comes in, because I want to speak on or have discussion on different topics, you know. So back to the mental health. I want people to know that we all have mental situation. Every single job man have mental situation in them life. And do not be ashamed to find a therapist. Do not be ashamed to get a life coach and deal with those mental disorder or those mental health or those mental situation, or some people call it mental illness. Do not be afraid to find someone who you can confide in and talk about it and work on it. You have to start with yourself. You have to recognize that there is something going on. It may not be a big thing, but once you can start on that, it won't be a big thing. A lot of people use their title or their job, or this is the president of this and the president of that, and they'll be going through some situation where you could simply talk to somebody who you can confide in, or somebody who is trained to deal with these situations, and get them out before them turn into something where you really don't want them to turn into like the ocean. Instead of for you to be floating on the top, you dive so deep because you never really pay attention to the situation when it was happening, or because of your post or your position in life, you hide it, and then you dive deeper into the ocean. There are different layers of the ocean, and that's just how your mental health is, or your mental situation. We all have stress in life, but somehow we deal with it different. Not because the person say, oh, I am having a mental situation. You're going down the person, you're going to look down upon the person. And this is why people are going through a lot of things in life, and sometimes you don't know, and it can be so deep in the ocean, like near to the bottom, and you don't know because society look at certain things and then put it in a category. If you say, once you mention the word mental, they look down on you like, oh my God, she is crazy. Me never know she crazy in a real life. But in truth and in fact, it's because we down mental health or mental situation so much, and all of us have stress. Show me a man right now when not stress in life. All of we have stress. But some of us, because we are not working from the inside, we show it on the next man, or we expect other people to handle our stress for us. And that's not how it works. Remember, starting with you finishes everything. And I will definitely have a next part 2 to this. But remember, if you are someone going through a stressful situation, and as they call it mental disorder, or mental breakdown, or mental illness, we not own the illness, because it's something that can be corrected. As long as you start working from the inside, it can be corrected. All of us go through that situation in life. Some might hide it, while some, on a scale of 1 to 10, you may have 2% of people really talk about it, while some just bury deep down and still deal with it and still go through stuff, while some people work on it so that they can be a better person in society. So awareness, of course, is always everything, and everything starts with you. Everything starts with you. You have to start work from the inside out. Don't make a next man tell you otherwise. Start with your mind. You have to nurture and correct any form of negative energy or negative vibe in your mind. So you start from in your mind. And that's why I started on the mental health aspect of things. Because a lot of people I got through a whole lot and then hold it in, and it just rip up your inside, and outside looks so beautiful and glowing, but you really not grow, you really not flow, and you basically not grow. From you not grow and flow and glow from the inside. No matter what outside I say, you not say nothing, you not move on to the next level. So starting with you, starting from your uncut self, starting from the inside, clear them energies there where you have in at the inside where I tell you you can't, and don't look upon where next man I say, because people will always be people. Don't go under your sheet and hide and cry. Talk to somebody, and that's where you start. Every single small step is a step to a bigger step. So I am just saying this because I realize people really don't, when it comes on to the topic of mental health, and when you're having certain mental situation, people don't it like, oh, but me not go through that. Every single man has some form of mental situation. Every single man, stress, that's a part of your mental health, right? So there is not a man who said them never stress. Situation right there is just that, as I show you with the ocean, some people float, some people dive a little, and some people dive real deep. So you have to know where in the ocean you want to be. Where in the ocean you really want to be. And this is why I say starting with you finishes everything. Thank you so much for watching. Pick sense out of what I'm saying. Have a great day.